Well, good morning everyone, and this is the first of my challenge videos. And today I'm going to head down to the historic royalty stretch of the Hampshire Avon, and I'm going to go and try and catch a barbel rolling luncheon meat. Now, it's something I've never done before. I've never targeted barbel, to be honest with you, so it's something completely new. I thought, let's start the challenge off with a proper challenge and go down and try and catch a December barbel. Now, this is the period between Christmas and New Year. The weather is actually looking quite good for barbel fishing. It's windy today. There's going to be 50-mile-per-hour gusts. There's been a little bit of rain overnight. It's been quite mild overnight. So I thought, what fish can I go and target? That's the whole thing about this challenge. It's having the kit all loaded up and ready and just going and being able to fish for whatever I want to. Yesterday I was sitting there. I thought, you know what? The weather conditions are looking good for a barbel. It's no good going out sea fishing. It's going to be far too rough out there. The waves will be far too big. But yeah, the conditions on the river look great. So I've got a little bit of a drive. I've got my coffee with me. We're going to go down and see my good friend Dan Gale, who works on the beat there at the Royalty. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this session. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. And yeah, please remember, subscribe. See you in a bit. Well, that is what we've come for, people. That is what we want. A royalty barbel. You love being on camera, don't you? Here he is. Look, everyone, it's Dan Gale. Merry Christmas, Dan.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Did you have a good one?
Yeah, it's been alright, mate. Yeah, not too bad.
Mate, there's no one in the car park, is there?
No, it's empty.
Absolutely empty. I thought I was sort of driving down here like a madman, thinking I need to get down here. I thought everyone would be out with all their Christmas toys and stuff like that.
No, it's been really quiet recently. I mean, I haven't been here for the last couple of days over Christmas, but beyond that, it's been really quiet.
Mate, she's up, isn't she?
Yeah, it's actually down a bit. It got as high as you see the boarding on the bottom of the boathouse there. It got as high as that.
Right, okay.
So it's a bit lower than what it has been. But that's been putting people off a bit, I think, at the high levels.
Still fishable though, yeah?
Yeah, still plenty of places to fish. Yeah, there's pretty steady in places. If you're fishing for the barbel, be looking for the slack areas where you can, you can roll a bait around. I don't know what's happened the last few days. Nigel's not been in the shop; that's been closed. I haven't really got any reports on what's been going down. So
well, sometimes it's nice like that, though, when you turn up and you do it. Or
yeah.
You just, to be honest with you, it feels good now, doesn't it? Like, we've been fishing enough years, it feels alright. It's the wind. You've got a bit of winds, but it's 11 degrees at the moment. It's 11 degrees overnight. So
yeah, it's fairly low pressure. Big tides at the moment as well, because we've got the full moon. Been mild for a few days now.
Yep.
I haven't taken the water temperature for a couple of days, but it should probably be up around 9-10 degrees.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. yeah.
9 or 10 degrees water.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah. So in terms of it being the middle of December and wanting to go barbel fishing, you won't get much better conditions really.
No, exactly.
Colour wise, the colour dropped out quite a while ago, but there's a tinge in the
It's got a little tinge to it. I just had a little look over the bridge there. It's got a little tinge of water colour in it, so that's looking good. Well, you got a kettle inside there you can put on for me?
I have, yeah.
Right, let's go and have a brew, mate. Always need to have a brew. Always have a tea, boy.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then we get rolling a bit of meat, I reckon, Dan.
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah.
Right, let's do it. GoPro. Right, okay, so it's time to get the kit out. We've got a little lightweight rucksack with a mat on it. There we go. So that's going to make it nice and easy to walk around the river. And then let's have a look in the old box, shall we? Because we need to get the right equipment out. So we're going to need the cool box. Here we go, people. Welcome to G's tackle box that I'm going to use for the whole of 2024. So let's get a bit of light on here, so I just put my little light up the top here so you can see. Just to go like that. I've got my little Ridge Monkey light which just gets held onto the top there. There we go, shed a bit of light on it. So inside my box here, remember I'm using this equipment for the whole of 2024, so this has to cover absolutely every type of fishing which I'm doing. So one of my trays here, I've got my tools inside here. So I've got my like lure pliers, which have got some scissors and cutters on there, my bait knife and fillet knife, a tripod. That's going to come in handy for when I'm doing my beach fishing. I can put my storm poles on there and turn it into a tripod on the beach, put my buzzer bars across there and actually use those on the beach there. Got my pike pliers, got my priest here as well, T-bar for those coarse anglers. This is like a sea fishing disgorger. I'll show you how that works later in the series when we go sea fishing. So that's basically my tools there, and I'm going to get my scissors out because I might need those today. And like I said earlier on, I'm going to be travelling like super lightweight today, so I'm not actually taking a seat box with me. I'm just going to grab the bits and pieces that I need. Inside here, this is my tackle box. Again, this tackle box will do me for the whole of 2024, and if I open it up, we can see it's a proper eclectic mix of stuff. I've got all of my little tools and bits and bobs here. I don't think I'm going to need any of those today actually, because I'm just going to be putting the bait straight onto the hook. This is a pack of hooks, so I've got some size 6 wide gapes in there which I'm going to be using for the barbel today, so I'll take those. What else am I going to need? I'm going to need a bit of shot, so up inside here, just going to grab out a few split shot from here. You can see I've got some we've got some shot inside here. I'm going to use that to roll the meat. And I've got some drilled bullets as well, which I'll use as well because it's coming through quite quickly. So it's got a few split shot there. That will do. Put that up on the side here. What else am I going to need from here? I think that's about it. This is rolling meat for barbel is one of the simplest forms of fishing that you can do. You just need your line, your weights, a few split shot or a little rolling, a little drilled bullet, which I'm going to use, and your hooks really. So that's all I'm going to need from here. But you can see I've got my lures inside here. I've also got some of my sea fishing hooks. These are all sea fishing hooks. These are all sort of braids and hook link materials. Got some leg clips, and I've got stainless swivels, some isotopes up here, some sea fishing beads, all sorts of stuff inside there. So that is my tackle box. It goes in there. I've also got my bite alarms inside here, which I'm not going to need to use today because I'm going to be holding the rod for the most part, so I won't need those. They're the Nash R4s. Absolutely awesome alarms. Pretty much indestructible. I'll go through in a later episode why I chose these alarms, but I'll pop those up on the side here for now. And then in the bottom of my seat box here, I've got my 3 corner boxes. Now inside these, if I just show you quickly what I've got inside them, this one here, open it up, this is filled with all of my sea fishing rigs, so 4Os to 50-pound line, all marked up so that I can just grab these, put them inside my pocket and head out on my boat. I don't have to be tying rigs and stuff up on the boat there. Again, in a later episode I'll go through why I've chosen these rigs and hook sizes and line strengths, but basically that's everything pre-tied to go sea fishing, mainly from the boats. So I've got that one there. What have I got in my middle one? Let's have a little look in the middle one here. This feels a bit heavier. What have we got in here, people? It's like Christmas all over again. Okay, right, so in this one here, I've got some up in the top here. This is some heavy line, some feathers, and basically some rig body materials. This thing here, this is quite interesting. So I had to think about my landing net that I was going to be using. I needed a net that I could use on the rivers and freshwater fishing, also when I'm wading and also on the boat. So I've actually got a bit of an unorthodox net. It's a boat fishing net that you can take the pole out of. But I can take the pole off of it and I can clip this homemade rope line onto it, and that'll actually allow me to drop the net down like a drop net, so I can use one net for everything. And then inside here, this is just the line that I've got. So today what I'm going to be using because I've got braid on my reel, I'm going to be using some zig line here, some 11-pound zig line. I love this stuff. That's going to go tied onto the braid with an Albright knot and then go straight down to the weight and the hooks. So that can go up there with the bits and pieces that I'm going to need. And then the only other thing that I'm going to need is a pair of forceps, which I have got in the front of the van. Oh, and also, lights come down, hang on, put that back up. There we go. And the other thing that I might need, but to be fair, I'm fishing so close to the van, I don't think I'm going to need it, is inside this one I've got my PVA. I won't need that today, but I've got my scales, so I might just grab the scales, put them inside the bag. What else have I got? I've got my bobbins. Not going to need casting gloves. I've got floats up inside here, not going to need those today. So yeah, I think that's about it. Basically, that stuff there, some hooks, swivels, weights, line, scales and forceps. That's pretty much all I need, people. Right, okay, let's get this packed back away. Let's go catch a barbel. Right, so this is basically just the little the bait pouch that I'm carrying today. It's got my bait inside here in a plastic bag. I've got some of the ever faithful luncheon meat cut up into big cubes there, as you can see. So that's what we're going to be putting onto the hook, and then the rest of the tackle has just been put inside the bag here, so it won't get mixed up with the bait. So it's always worth carrying a little plastic bag with you. And then in the top, it's got this handy little zip pocket that I can put in there the weights and stuff like that. So that's all I'm carrying with me today, as well as my mat and my little lightweight rucksack that goes in the back, which has got my camera stuff inside. So traveling ultra light. Up in the van, up at the back there, over the top of my bed, is the rod that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go get that out, show it to you now. We'll get that tackled up, and then we'll get going. Alright, this is in the back of the old cart van here. You can see this is the net that I was talking about. So it's actually like a boat fishing net, but I can use it without the handle for when I'm wading. Oh, stopped it. So I'm not wading, I have it clipped on, use it with my hand like this as a wading net. Put the handle inside there, makes a boat net. And I can also clip on the rope to it and actually use it as a drop net as well for off the piers. So that's the reason that I'm using that net there. Like I say, a bit unorthodox, but I've had to think outside the box a little bit on this one. I'm going to take one of these bank sticks with me as well. There we go, going to take that. I've got a little camera adapter that goes on the top, so I can use that as a tripod today. It also helps as a wading stick. It's always worth, when the river's up like this, if you are going to be wading around in the water, I'm not going to be wading anywhere that's sort of waist deep or anything, but it is always worth having a little stick with you to work as a wading stick. So I've got that there, and then up on the wall I've got the rod here. Let's see if I can get this out. Oh, there we go. So that is an ST10 from South Coast Rods. I've got that matched up with the smaller reel that I'm carrying this year, which is my Van Staal wading lure reel. Absolutely indestructible with this thing. That's got some braid on there at the moment, which I'm going to put a leader of fluorocarbon on the end. Oh, sorry, not fluorocarbon, the zig line. Yeah, and that is it. I'm just going to take the rod there, pop that down there, and that is it, people. We are ready to go. Right, so here's the old luncheon meat on there, and then what I'm going to try and do is just flick it out and roll it down the crease. Now I'm not going to lie, it's quite difficult today because where we've got this wind coming along, it makes it quite difficult. So you can flick it over there into the current, let out a bowing line, and then hold the line in front of me like this. I'm not going to lie, it's quite difficult because normally you can see there the rod tips get blown around in my hand. I've got quite strong gusts of wind coming across. And normally you'd be holding the rod dead still, just feeling little taps and vibrations on the end of it. but it's actually really difficult to do that today. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the braid with my hand here, and then every now and then I'm just going to give it a little pull through like this, just to rise the bait up in the water, and then sink back down again. And then you can see I've actually got the rod rest out the van because the wind was blowing the tip around so much it was just becoming impossible to tell if I had any bites. And actually the first time I flicked it down I did get a little twitch on the end of it, so I think it was probably a chub, to be honest with you, just pecking away at the bait. But at least it shows that I've got much better bite registration than just trying to hold the line with the braid flying around in the air. But definitely not easy fishing condition wise. You know, when that wind comes through and the gusts come through, it really does cause bite detection problems, but that's why we go fishing. Got to overcome these challenges. Hopefully that tip will pull round in a minute with a nice big barbel. Right, we've got something on here, people. What is it? I'll go down and get my net. Could this be the barbel we wanted? No, it's a chub. That's alright, it's a fish. Go. Right, come on then, go. Yes! Get in there. Lovely stuff. Right, well, the change of tactic paid off. Hold still, go. There she is in there. Lovely chub. Get the mat out, unhook her, get some pictures. Here we go. Not the barbel we came for, but a chub to start with. Nice thick set Hampshire Avon chub. Look at that. There we go. Lovely fish that. And a change of tactics worked. Using the bank sticks to hold the rod still rolling the meat through, but allowing the bank sticks to hold it just allowed me to see that bite and strike at the right time, whereas holding it with the line going slack with the wind pushing it just meant I had no control over, or no feel over the hook bait. But I'm going to get this one back, see if we can get old Barry barbel next. I haven't had one yet, but this gentleman has had this absolutely cracking fish there.
I am over the moon about this, I can tell you. Over the moon.
So it's 10 years, wasn't it, you've been coming here for a barbel? And
10 years I've been coming, always in the summer. What a beauty, look at that.
That is absolutely stunning fish.
Absolutely.
Lovely stuff.
Isn't that fantastic?
That is indeed. Absolutely beautiful fish.
Thrilled to pieces.
It has got a little beauty spot on its cheek, isn't it? Yeah.
Look at you. Oh, what a beauty. Fantastic.
Great stuff. Well done, man.
Well done.
Well done.
Thank you. I don't know.
I think for a Christmas present.
That is. Well, there we go. I'm just walking back over to my swim. But how nice was that? That gentleman's been coming down here for 10 years trying to catch a barbel. And yeah, and then he had that one, 12.5 pounds. And sometimes, like I say this quite a lot, but sometimes it's not so much all about you catching the fish, but just being able to share that experience with him. Like he's overjoyed, absolutely overjoyed. And that's one of the wonderful things about fishing, isn't it? That, you know, even if you don't catch it yourself, it's nice. I'd love to catch a double figure barbel today, but just being here and experiencing that and being able to take photos for him and sharing the joy of him catching that barbel, you know, that was awesome. So I'm gonna go back over to the pool, keep trying it. I'm sure there's a barbel inside that pool somewhere. I've just got to figure out how to present the bait to it properly, and hopefully it'll snaffle that luncheon meat. But yeah, great stuff. Well, it's lunchtime. Got for a nice cup of coffee and a few biscuits. Dan's grabbed the rod and he's going for a nice little trundle by the boathouse. It's been a good morning so far. That nice chub. Gentleman over the other side there, he's actually over the other side in the distance. You can see him fishing the slack over there. 12.5 pound barbel. We're gonna have this cup of coffee and then we're gonna go for a wander, try out a few more spots, see if we can find one of those barbels this afternoon. The rod room, check this out people. What a place this is. Da, 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 da. Check all that out. It's like a fish museum. £41. Salmon. Obviously this stretch of the river is famous for it as a salmon fishery. Got all the different old antique salmon lures and stuff. And rods. And that's some perch up there as well. Absolute cracker. Over here, this is what we're after. Lovely barbel there. And you can see here some of the famous anglers. We all know this great man there, Lampard. Oh, there's a young Lenarby. Don't know if it'll pick it up. There we are. How cool is that? What an amazing place. Dunno, chub I think. Barbel boy. Whoa. Oh no, he's done me. Cast that net. Jeez. That's a fucking barbed wire. It's a big old chub. Yeah, mate. I thought it was a barbel, boy. No, it's a clonking great big chub. There you go. Not the barbel that we came for, but that's a pretty big chub. Happy day. Well, there we go, not the barbel that we came for, but another nice royalty chub. Taking on a big old bit of lunch meat underneath the snag bush. It's been a cold and windy day today, but more than happy with these two chub. I still think there's time for a barbel, so we'll get this one back and see if there's another fish underneath that snag there. There you go, girl. Back you go. Right, this last cast, just rolling a bit of meat. Big old barbel trying to get underneath the fucking snags. Sorry, algorithm. No. No. much of the camera's going to pick up because it's just getting dark, and I decided to roll a bit of meat for the last cast rather than fishing it static. And look what turned up. A Hampshire Avon barbel. What we came for. Hold still, girl. Hold still. £9, 8 ounces. Hold still. Let's just get your photo. There we go. Don't know if that's getting picked up by the camera. £9, 8 ounces of beautiful Hampshire Avon barbel. Look at that. Absolutely made up. Right, we'll get this one put back and it's time to get on the road. Yes! Well, I'm not sure how much of that I got on video, but what an amazing end to the session. I couldn't have wished for a better way for the first Fishing with G challenge program to go than to come up here to the Royalty, to have a couple of chub out, to see that 12-pounder that the gentleman caught, but then on the very last cast, and it was the very last cast, I managed to hook into that £9, 8 barbel. First barbel that I've ever really caught by design. I've had a few of them whilst I've been trotting for other species, but as the first barbel I've caught by design. I packed all the stuff away. I didn't have much stuff with me, but I put it on the fence behind the swim, and I wound the rod in, and there was still the luncheon meat on there, and I was fishing it static on the bottom. So the bank sticks were out, they're up next to the fence as well. So I just decided to walk just 2 meters to my left near the snag tree and just roll the meat underneath the snag tree. And rolled it along, bounced it along. I could feel the lead bouncing, 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 and all of a sudden, thump, thump, thump on the end of the rod. Gave an amazing fight on those ST10s. Such a good battle, close in, you know, trying to keep it out of the snags. So much fun, and to catch a £9, 8 on the very last cast of the day, that was awesome. So I hope you've enjoyed this footage, this episode of Fishing with G. Thank you very much to Dan Gale. Thank you very much to the Royalty Fishery. And thank you very much to you guys, the listeners. Remember, please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does just give me a little pat on the back to make me get out there and do more of these sessions. And I'll catch up with you guys on the next challenge program. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.